Cancer is a group of over 100 diseases characterized by abnormal, uncontrolled cell growth. In a healthy body, cells grow, die, and are replaced in a very controlled way. Damage or change in the genetic material of cells by environmental or internal factors sometimes results in cells that do not die and continue to multiply until a mass of cancer cells or a tumor develops. Most cancer-related deaths are due to metastasis, malignant cells that penetrate into the circulatory system and establish colonies in other parts of the body. Great advancements have been made, but cancer is still the leading cause of death for people under the age of 85. In the United States, 1 in every 4 people die from cancer.
As you watch this segment, think about how normal cells grow and divide and how cancer cells behave. Cancer is the general name for a disease characterized by the abnormal and uncontrolled growth of cells. Often, cancer cells accumulate in one area of the body and form a growth called a tumor, like some of the dark spots on this woman's skin. Normally, cells go through a period of growth and division called the cell cycle, which is divided into 3 stages: interphase, mitosis, and cytokinesis. During interphase, the cell grows to twice its normal size and copies of the cell organelles are made. Also during interphase, the cell makes copies of its DNA through a process called DNA replication. As a result of replication, each new daughter cell will contain an exact copy of the genetic information from the parent cell. The second stage of the cell cycle is mitosis. During mitosis, a copy of replicated DNA is distributed to the daughter cells, and a new nuclear membrane forms around each region containing DNA. Cytokinesis is the final stage of the cell cycle. During cytokinesis, the cell membrane pinches off, forming 2 new cells. Each new cell contains half of the cytoplasm, roughly half of the duplicated organelles, and an exact copy of the parent cell's DNA in each nucleus. Doctors in hospitals around the world are studying the differences between normal cells and cancer cells. One way that they do this is by examining human skin. Using a scalpel, doctors can scrape skin cells off pieces of skin and into a solution that will preserve them. These cells can be seen under a microscope that makes them look 300 times larger than they really are. On the left side, you can see time-lapse photography of healthy skin cells growing normally. On the right side, you can see cancer cells. The normal cells on the left will ultimately stop dividing. The cancer cells on the right will not stop dividing. As cancer tissues grow and tumors form, they prevent nutrients from getting to healthy cells, which damages and kills the healthy cells. Cancer cells can also travel to other parts of the body through the bloodstream or the lymphatic system. As the abnormal cells travel through the body, they can become lodged in many of the body's tissues where they continue their abnormal growth, and thus spread the disease throughout the body. Though research continues, scientists are not certain what causes cancer cells to grow uncontrollably. Doctors have used surgery, chemotherapy drugs, and radiation treatments to fight cancer. But today, scientists on the front lines of cancer research are exploring various ways of treating cancer, including the possibility of using the body's natural defenses to rid the body of abnormal cells.
And when we use surgery or radiation therapy or chemotherapy, we're destroying normal cells as well as cancer cells because they can't distinguish between the two. But the immune system can. It can distinguish a single molecule that's different on a cancer cell than a normal cell.
Using an experimental new cancer vaccine made from the amino acids found on a cancer cell's surface and a hormone called interleukin-2, Dr. Rosenberg has been able to destroy cancer cells in melanoma. The treatment is simple. First, the patient receives an injection of the vaccine. The vaccine enables a specialized white blood cell to identify the cancer cells and attack them.
These are the immune white blood cells, the lymphocytes, that we're trying to activate by our vaccines. And as you can see in these remarkable images that are actually taking place in culture, the lymphocytes attacking the tumor. And as it attacks and attaches to the tumor, we see these projections in the tumor cell which indicate that it's being destroyed, its membrane is being dissolved.
Dr. Rosenberg's new treatment has given hope to many people suffering from melanoma. Some scientists hope that his technique may work in the fight against other forms of cancer. Scientific breakthroughs don't happen every day, but each new treatment gives both doctors and patients faith that one day we will beat cancer for good. How does normal cell growth differ from cancerous cell growth?